Hello everyone, this is Chris. Just thought I'd bring you up to date on my layout so far. Haven't gotten a whole lot done. I made this tabletop here to hold the plywood. I made it out of strips of plywood that were cut, and then I screwed them together. Made the legs out of the plywood also. And this tabletop is 2 feet wide by 8 feet long, and it's going to hold the end of the line coming down the incline, and this is where the track is going to branch off into four tracks. 4 tracks going up, around, and coming back around and connecting again. So my next step will be to make more tabletop and cut the plywood for the curve at that end. This is going to be 9 feet wide, so I'm not going to have squared ends where it curves around on the left. I'm going to make that round so you have more room to walk around. But I just thought I'd show you my instruction. Just use screws, no glue, for the stringers going across. Everything is just screwed together, and the legs are screwed together. I guess down along the edge here, just screwed the plywood together. But I like the plywood because it stays straight, doesn't get wavy or bowed like some other dimensional lumber would. I did use mainly dimensional lumber on my original table over here. I used 2x6s as a main support so I could have an 8-foot span, and then on top of that I put 1x4s, and I used a Craig jig to make the screws that hold it down. Like here's where I used a Craig jig to make a pocket for the screw to hold it to the 2x6. But I screwed this all together originally when the lumber was still kind of green, and I tried to make it so it wouldn't warp too much. So once it's all screwed together, hopefully it holds it till it dries. But see, this loop here sticks out from my tabletop, and then it goes back underneath. And out on this edge where it comes down, it's all out from the original table. But my next step, like I said, will be to figure out that 9-foot curve on this end and figure out what kind of tabletop I'm gonna put. Whoops. See, it comes over to here, and there'll be about a 3-foot walkway in front of this cabinet. So I still need to come out about 4 feet from this table. And then I'm going to leave the center open so I can get to all the trains. And then of course that table back there will come over top of it. You'll just be able to get up in the middle but not come all the way through. And then I think I have a mark on this table where 9 feet is, if I can find it. Yeah, right here. So it's right here in front of the switcher. So it's pretty wide. Sorry, there I had someone come to our door. I had to get the door. But this section you know, is going to come out another 4 feet from the end of that table, be about where this card table is, and, you know, curve around this way, and then eventually it's going to go back into, curve back to the right and connect in right there with that section I'm starting with. So I don't know what the next step is going to be, is make that tabletop and cut the plywood. I'm probably going to make, you know, 3 or 4, maybe 5 more sections of table like that till I come around this way and then connect back in over here. I don't have any more to show you on the progress of the layout, but I do have a few other items that I purchased, and I'd like to show them to you. So stay tuned. Well, I do like old trains, and Varney is an old manufacturer of O-gauge trains and probably mainly HO trains later on. But this is a boxcar made by Varney, and I liked it because it had listed, you know, the Chesapeake Bay on the side of it, which is near where I live in Baltimore, which isn't too far away from where I live. And this is a boxcar for National Bohemian Beer. And then this is a refrigerator car with the same logos. And I'll back the train up because I've got a few more cars here I'd like to show you. All 3 of these are the same, except for one's in pretty good shape. This first one has all the steps and has clear lettering and not marred up. I paid a little bit more for that one. This one has the steps broke off the side there, you can see, and it's a little smeared lettering. Both of these cars have the full ends on them, the bulkheads on the end. And then this third car I'll show you, I'll back it up some more, has one end that's open, I guess so you could connect the cars together on the open ends and possibly carry longer pipes. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know for sure. This car with the end that's open is a little harder to find. And this one, it looks like you can tell it's smeared up even more with some dirty fingers, some dirt inside. Eventually I might clean it and see what I can do to it. Let me show you the end here a little better. It's got like a little gate on the end. I'm not sure how to show it here. Not really sure why it's like it is. Maybe somebody can tell me. But another thing I got was this Varney Docksider. Someone had did some custom work to it. It's got the ladder in the back and a nice whistle on the side there. Right there. And a bell. I thought it was neat that they painted the little V red. They shined up the wheels and the side rods. I'm not sure if the train will stay on the track here. These cars don't have all the couplers and everything, so it's not putting the right kind of pressure on them. They also added a new, well, not a Varney front to this. This cow catcher is from a different engine, but I thought it looked neat. They painted the front red also. Got a nice coupler on it. But I'm into collecting these little 040 dockside switchers. You can probably see back here I've got some more that I have shown in the past. But this one had been repainted and cleaned up and I liked it, so I just got this one about a week ago. And This car here I just got a month ago or so. I think it's a Mantua. And another engine I'm going to show you next is a Mantua locomotive. Well, here's the engine from Mantua. This is built approximately 1952. I have some literature here I'll show you in a minute that came with the kit. This was put together recently by someone. Said they did put together an old stock kit from Mantua, and this is, I'll show you the box now. Yeah, this is the box. It says the Belle of the 80s by Mantua. Locomotive and tender kit complete, $29.50. And inside the box, it's got a neat picture. There's the service stations listed. I dropped the piece of paper that I wanted to show you. Let me see if I can get it here. This is it. It says on here 4-52, so I'm guessing it means 1952. But it does say here something interesting about the couplers. It says, for positive operation and lasting satisfaction, standardize on Mantua automatic couplers. It says, in HO almost everyone does. But I guess that's the old type of coupler they're talking about. And they're in New Jersey. So I thought that was kind of neat. I knocked my car off the track. But let's just a little more detail on the engine. I think this detail here on the side was added. It may not have been with the kit. It's got the wire connection there in the tender. There's no coupler on here at the moment. And this is the old Mantua tank car. I got that separately from this engine, but I'll see how it does run. Just push the car back, but it's not going to be connected. That side has a little bit different detail. Run it back up here. This is really the first time I've run it. It's got a little bit of a gear noise and a little knock to it, but it seems to run fairly well. I just like the look of the old steam engine. So that's my Belle of the 80s Mantua engine. Another item I picked up was this Woodland Scenic Saw Mill in HO scale. It was put together like on a piece of foam that I can probably incorporate into a layout eventually. But I was looking for this kit and I found this cheaper than I could buy the kit. So I just got put in the bid and I was the only bidder. And I got it for around $25 plus shipping. But it's an all metal kit that has been painted. I thought it looked pretty neat. Here's the saw. All right. Another thing I just picked up was this drill press. I got it from a hobby shop that was closing down, and they were selling it. I was, I guess, the first one there that showed up to see what they had for sale. So this is just a floor standing, like a 1/3 horsepower, or maybe half, I forget. Yeah, 1/2 horsepower motor, 110, 110 volts. But one thing about this that was interesting was the chuck had been replaced from the original. This is a chuck that's made in Germany, and you don't need a key to tighten it. You can do it by hand. You hold this top section, and then you can tighten it up, turning that. And it's good for drill bit size of a 1/32 of an inch up to 1/2 inch. And he told me when I bought it from him that the chuck alone was about $400 when he bought it. And I looked them up now, and they're over 400, maybe closer to 500. But I bought the whole drill press here for $175, and it's got the belts. You can change the speed up to 16 speeds, and look like they're aluminum spindles, and it runs real smooth. And it came with this little table attached to it. You can put your drill bits up there, and the table you can raise up and down. So hopefully I could use it for some modeling projects or working on some things, anything really, woodwork or working on the trains. So I thought that was pretty interesting and a good deal. Another interesting item I got was this HO scale tongue-in-cheek models made by Walthers. And this is called the Peanut 1, or I guess they call it the Peanut. But this is, I'll show you the car in a minute. This is the instruction sheet, and I guess it's Jimmy Carter, his picture on the side in the window. This is the actual car. It's got a metal base, some metal brake gear and air tank. And the couplers that put on upside down, somebody did, but the end has I guess a doorway where you could go inside. I just thought it was already painted, and I don't know if they say it came like that originally, or if somebody had to paint it. It's fairly heavy, but they make another tongue-in-cheek model that is a spin-off of the Railbox boxcar, but instead of Railbox, it's called Jailbox, and I'm sort of been looking for one of those. But some other model kits I picked up recently all at one time were these old BJ and the Bear. Most of these boxes have all the original parts inside, but I really like the BJ and the Bear because I put the one together when I was growing up, and it's got some other car kits and other model trucks. But I really like models, and especially the truck models. This is the only one that's not. This has actually got a box full of parts in it. But up there is the same model that actually is got all the original parts in it. That one's been spray painted on. But the main thing I was looking for was this one here. But I'll show you, I got in the case the one I put together when I was about 15 or 16. So let me show you that to you. Here's the model I put together back in about, I don't know, 1984 or something like that. And I still have it. It's been packed, it was packed away for a long time in a box with just some newspaper packed around it. And I built that trailer. It's a trailer that can be extended for hauling, I guess, mainly probably like logs or pipes or steel that hang over a 40-foot trailer. They can extend it and make it longer. So I've got a few other BJ and the Bear things. This is another truck I had put together when I was a kid. And this trailer also, refrigerated trailer. But I like the old TV show. That was pretty neat back then. I'll sign off here. I just wanted to say I've been working on a project for a museum on a model train that's HO scale, and that's one of the main reasons I haven't gotten much done on my layout, is I've been working there since December 7th, like about 1 to 2 days a week, not maybe all day, half a day on Saturday, and Monday nights from about 6 to 9. So I've been, committing a lot of time to working on that display for the museum, and I haven't been able to work on my own, or I haven't really felt like it, doing all the, extra work, and which has really been rewarding. We hope to have the layout operational. It's actually operational now, but it's not finished, and it'll probably be a year or more before it's really complete. But we're hoping to show it, maybe later on the end of this year. So everyone take care now, and I hope you enjoyed this update. And I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.